Imagine a world where energy flows freely, wireless power lights up entire cities, and technological wonders arrive decades ahead of their time. Imagine airplanes powered without fuel, ships crossing oceans without burning coal or oil, and communication happening instantly across the globe before the internet was ever dreamed of. This isn't the plot of a science fiction novel. This is the world Nikola Tesla envisioned. But history denied him the resources to fully bring it to life. So today, let's ask, what if Nikola Tesla had received full funding? How would history, technology, and even the balance of global power have changed? Tesla wasn't just an inventor. He was a visionary decades, if not centuries, ahead of his time. While Thomas Edison pushed direct current electricity, Tesla pioneered alternating current, the very system that powers our homes today. But AC power was only the beginning. Tesla imagined a world where power was transmitted wirelessly. Through his famous Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island, he wanted to beam electricity through the earth itself, making energy as accessible as the air we breathe. He envisioned small, handheld devices that could instantly send information across the world, essentially predicting smartphones and the internet. But most of his projects were cut short, not because of lack of genius, but because of lack of money. His greatest rival, Edison, had industrial backing. His occasional ally, Westinghouse, struggled financially. And the tycoons of his age, J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, and Carnegie, saw Tesla's dream of free energy as a direct threat to their profits. So, the question becomes, what if Tesla had the unlimited financial backing he needed? If Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower had been fully funded, the early 1900s could have seen the birth of a wireless energy grid. Imagine cities without power lines. Imagine rural areas receiving electricity without costly infrastructure. This would have dramatically altered industrial development. Factories could be built anywhere, not just near rivers or coal mines. Developing nations could have industrialized faster, closing the gap with Western powers. Furthermore, the oil industry, still in its infancy during Tesla's prime, might never have grown into the giant that shaped the 20th century. Without a dependence on coal or oil, wars for resources might have been far less common. Could World War I or World War II have played out differently if energy was abundant and free? And think about transportation. Tesla envisioned airplanes powered wirelessly from the ground. Instead of the fuel-driven aviation industry we know, planes could have been electric from the very beginning. That means quieter, cleaner, more efficient travel, and possibly commercial air travel becoming common decades earlier. Tesla didn't just think about power. He also foresaw global communication. His wireless transmission technologies weren't limited to energy. They could have carried sound and data as well. Had Tesla been funded, the radio might not have been Marconi's triumph. Instead, we might have seen global communication networks in place by the 1920s or 30s. Imagine the internet arriving not in the 1990s, but in the age of the Great Depression. That kind of instant, worldwide connectivity could have changed politics forever. Propaganda, information, education, all would spread differently. Totalitarian regimes might have struggled to rise in a hyper-connected world. Or, on the flip side, authoritarian powers might have used Tesla's technology for surveillance long before Orwell ever warned us about it. Tesla also experimented with high-frequency currents and resonance. With proper funding, medical technology could have advanced at lightning speed. MRI machines, laser treatments, and even early concepts of radiation therapy might have been discovered decades earlier. Human health, life expectancy, and global population growth could all have accelerated dramatically. But this raises another question. Would humanity have been ready for such a leap? If Tesla's vision came true, the global balance of power would have shifted radically. Industrial tycoons, like Rockefeller and Morgan, would have lost their stranglehold on energy. Oil-rich regions might never have become strategically vital. Countries that embraced Tesla's technologies would have risen faster. Perhaps smaller nations could have rivaled global empires. Colonialism, which thrived on resource exploitation, might have collapsed much earlier if energy was abundant everywhere. And let's not forget the military angle. Tesla himself hinted at developing death rays and directed energy weapons. With full funding, these could have emerged in the early 20th century, potentially deterring large-scale wars, or conversely, making them far more devastating. Perhaps the most dramatic difference would have been environmental. If Tesla's wireless, renewable systems had replaced fossil fuels, humanity could have avoided over a century of carbon emissions. The climate crisis we face today might not exist. Instead of scrambling to invent green technologies, in the 21st century, we could have lived sustainably since the 1900s. Our cities, transportation, and industries might have been clean and renewable from the start. But here's the paradox. Tesla was a genius, but he was also a dreamer. He cared little for money, patents, or business. Even with unlimited funding, there's a question. Would society have embraced his ideas? Or would vested interests, fear of disruption, and human resistance to change have slowed things down anyway? History is full of cases where technology arrived too soon for the world to accept. Perhaps Tesla's dreams belong to a future that only now we are ready to explore. So, what if Nikola Tesla had received full funding? We might live in a world with free, wireless energy. We might have avoided wars for oil. We might have invented the internet, renewable energy, and advanced medicine a century earlier. An environmental crisis that haunts us today might never have existed. But perhaps the real lesson isn't about the past. It's about today. Tesla's story reminds us that ideas, no matter how brilliant, need support. Innovation thrives, not just on genius, but on visionaries willing to fund it, and societies willing to embrace it. So maybe the real what if isn't about Tesla at all. It's about us. What visionary are we ignoring today? What future is being denied? Not because it's impossible, but because it's unfunded. This was Renaissance Reframed. If you enjoyed exploring this alternate history, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the what-ifs of history. And remember, sometimes the greatest inventions are not the ones we build, but the ones we choose to believe in.